Konnichiwa, minasan, or oyasumi, or konbanwa. I'm here in my hotel room, and I thought that I haven't posted anything for the last 2 weeks because I've been traveling, and it's just so difficult to edit on the go. I find so I'm actually in my hotel room, wearing my yukata, awesome yukata. My hotel is it's a simple hotel in Tsuwano, and Tsuwano is this incredibly tiny, incredibly picturesque, beautiful location, which I recommend that if you're in Japan and you get the chance to visit, that you do, because it's pretty epic, to be honest. So what have I been doing so far? So I actually arrived in Tokyo and I just spent one day. Actually, what I've been doing so far, the first 3 days of my trip, I was incredibly jet lagged. Like I've never been jet lagged before. Maybe I was just exhausted from work. I don't know, but it was just horrendous. But I arrived at 5 in the morning in Tokyo, and tell you something, arriving at 5 in the morning and not being able to check in till 2 or 3 in the afternoon is bonkers. After a 12-hour flight from London, so that didn't really help at all. So that's the first thing. Then I actually sorted out my JR pass. I did leave my luggage in the hotel room. I had like 5 coffees before 2 p.m., something like that. Um, and then I decided to go to Sunshine City in Tokyo to just check out some of the stores. Went to the Pokemon store, that kind of thing, just because it's indoors. It was drizzling a little bit, and like I said before, I was really, really, really jet lagged. So, by coincidence, one of my friends from home from Gibraltar actually posted a picture on Facebook saying that he was in Tokyo with his family. So I just sent him a message saying, "Hey, where are you in Tokyo?" And he turned out to be like 2 blocks away from me. So we ended up having some drinks in the evening, which helped me sleep off part of my jet lag, I think. But that was pretty cool. I then traveled to Kyoto, nice and early. I arrived in Kyoto about 12 o'clock, left my luggage in Kyoto in my hotel room, and in Kyoto, I didn't really do much. I was really, really, really jet lagged, and I'd seen all the sights. And that's a nice thing about returning to places that you've been to before. I pretty much just wandered around some of the streets having coffee, and yeah, I went to Nishiki market once again. I went there like 3 years ago, and it was cool. It was a nice place. I recommend that you do visit that place. But like I said, it was just impossible. The jet lag was not helpful at all. I So yeah, basically Kyoto was just like a layover place, because the start of my trip, as I would say, like, would be Tottori, and Tottori was about a 3-hour train ride. It was a direct train ride, so that was okay. And I arrived once again around midday in Tottori, and my thoughts on Tottori. Actually, I stayed for 2 nights, and in retrospect, maybe I wish I would have stayed for one night instead of two, and I wish that perhaps I would have spent an extra day in Matsue. I think because I travel around by myself, and I travel around using public transport, and I don't use a car, it makes things a little bit tricky. So, hmm. So yeah, so I'd say Matsue was better than Tottori. Tottori has these awesome sand dunes, and there's this really cool sand sculpture museum, which was, like, blew my mind how detailed those sand sculptures could be, to be honest. So that really, really, really did. It worth going for that. But other than that, I wouldn't say I was. It's a pretty museum. Sorry, it's a pretty city. Um, but that's about it. I mean, there's a few things around Totori that you can go and see. Hey, I don't know who's joined me, but welcome. I'm just chatting about what I'm just chatting about my trip so far, and I'm just saying that I started in Tokyo, went to Kyoto, went to Totori, and in Totori in Japan, I liked it, but perhaps I overstayed. My stay was too long there. I was there for 2 days, and I wish I would have stayed for one and spent my day somewhere else. But that was just my opinion. I then went to Matsue, and Matsue I really liked. Matsue is like it's a city. Hey, Michael. Oh, the sound is very low. Ooh, how do I? Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello. Because I'm in a ryokan sort of hotel thing, and I'm trying to not be too loud. But can you hear me? Hello. Just double checking. That's better. Okay, cool. You're the only one viewing me, so it's like a one-on-one. Right now, this is a random chat because I haven't posted. I've been so busy traveling that I just haven't had time to post. But the good thing is that I have loads of videos that I've been filming, whilst I've been on this trip. So that's really cool. But I was saying that I went to Totori, and Totori was quite nice, but I stayed there for 2 days, and perhaps I should have only stayed for one. That was my opinion. I then went to a place called Matsue, and Matsue was really, really pretty. It's got a really big lake. It has a really nice castle. And then apart from that, from Matsue, you can go to all sorts of different like train rides. So I went to a museum, like an art gallery that had this incredible Japanese garden, like a viewing garden. You'll see a video. It was really, really, really cool. And I went to Izumo temple, which is supposed to be, I think it's the number one temple in Japan. So I did that from Matsue, and I felt that every time that I sort of investigated things, I would find even more things that I wanted to do. There's an onsen town very close to Matsue, like one stop away, which I didn't have time to do, which I wish I would have done, and that kind of thing. So Matsue was pretty cool. And then that leads us to today. From Matsue, I came to Tsuwano, and it was kind of an epic journey. It took 3.5 hours to get here. I had to get a train, change, wait at the station for like half an hour, 45 minutes to get to Tsuwano, where I am right now. And Tsuwano has been totally incredible. Most people just come for a day trip. Most people drive here, but I decided that I wanted a break. So it's been raining loads today, by the way. So it kind of changed my trip a little bit. I wasn't able to see everything that I wanted to see. But the famous thing about Tsuwano is that there's these. If you want to check out my Instagram, I've been putting photos on Instagram. But the really cool thing about Tsuwano is that these the streets, the gutters of the streets have koi fish, right, or carp, koi fish, swimming around, which freely, right? It's really, really, really pretty, really beautiful. And then the other thing that I really liked about this place is that there's this shrine up in the mountain, well, up in the hill of the town, and the path is made up of loads of torii gates, just loads and loads of torii gates, a little bit like Fushimi Inari in Kyoto, the red torii gate thing, except for without anybody. So I mean, Fushimi Inari is charming in its own way, but this was just, I guess I felt it was more mysterious because it was raining, it was misty, there wasn't anybody around, the sound of the rain was really cool, like that kind of thing. And then when I got to the top, the temple, or the shrine, was incredible. It was like empty, maybe 2 or 3 people only, and you could see the clouds and the mist in the distance in the mountains, and you could see that the monk walking across the shrine, and so yeah, just basically what you would imagine a shrine to be like in a movie. That's what it was like. I find that when you go to like really popular places, although they're really beautiful and really nice, I find that so many people there can destroy the atmosphere. But in this shrine, the atmosphere was really good. So much so that it was pouring down, and I just sat down on a bench for half an hour at least, just watching the world go by. Just watching and listening to silence, and listening to the rain, and listening to the chimes and that kind of thing. And whilst we were there, one of the monks did a like a blessing, which was pretty cool. So that's basically where I am right now on the trip. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know, because like I said, actually I tried to edit a video this morning on the train and I got a bit travel sick. So I realized that the Shinkansen, the fast rail in Japan, is like super fast and super steady and super straight, but the local trains where I am right now is really wonky and is not very good for editing or doing work. So tomorrow on my way to Hagi, I'm going to Hagi tomorrow. I've got to get a bus, so there's definitely not going to be any editing, and it's a really early bus, so it means that I'm going to probably sleep the whole way that way if I can. So yeah, that's my update so far. And actually this hotel has an onsen, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to head down to the onsen, have myself a bath, and actually finish packing for tomorrow, because I always like to pack my things the night before, so that when I wake up in the morning I can have a shower, or in this case I'll go to the onsen quickly, and then I can just leave as soon as I can. That's what I'm going to do. So next time I do a live video, I think I'm going to advertise it a little bit more, because obviously lastminute.com live videos might not be for everybody, especially what's the time now? What's the time? It is 9:30. So it's like 2:30 p.m. in hello, I don't know who's joining me, but hello whoever it is. I'm just talking about my time here in Japan so far, and I was gonna actually sign out here, but if you have any questions, I'm in Tsuwano right now, which is famous for the koi fish. I've been putting loads of photos on Instagram, Ninja Monkey Guy. You can search on there, Ninja Monkey Guy. Give this a like. And I'm about to go to 1:30 p.m. So maybe I chose a really bad time, because if it's 1:30 or 2:30 in Europe, everybody's eating, everybody is lunch, work. Well, today is Saturday, Saturday. What day is it? Saturday, right? So I don't know. Maybe it's a bad day, a bad time. But I'll leave this video up. I don't usually like leaving my live videos up for long, but I'll leave it up just as a little update for the next week or 2 weeks or so, and then I'll probably delete it. But that's what's going on. And if you do watch this Saturday, I lose track now, but if you do watch this shortly after it's published, I'm still going to be traveling around Japan, Shugoku region of Japan. So if you have any questions, then just post them below. Find me on Instagram. I'm a lot more active on Instagram, because it's just easier on the stories. So if you're interested in checking out what's going on in the next few days, where I'm going, etc., then Instagram is definitely the place to go. But subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm going to be editing all of these things, and I have at least 4 videos already ready to be edited with some pretty cool things and really beautiful parts of Japan that I've visited so far. So I'm going to leave it there, nice and short, just a little update, but time for onsen and time to sleep. Take care, everyone. See ya. Michael, thanks for joining the chat. Ooh. And there is a there's also sports going on. Bloody hell, I've chosen a really bad time. But anyway, Mike, thanks for joining me for this little update. And I like to post a video every week, but obviously when I'm traveling, it's just really difficult. So yeah, see you soon. Bye.